This video is brought to you by Factor, the best online food delivery service, bringing you great meals prepared by gourmet chefs, delivered to your front door. It comes prepared and ready for you to eat. All you have to do is just warm it up. You can put it in the oven, you can put it in the microwave. I usually just go in the microwave because it is a lot faster. Get the day going, but Factor gives you all the novelty of not going to the grocery store, not going out to eat, grab all the ingredients, prepare it, put it together, and by the time you do all of that, 20 minutes can pass, 30 minutes can pass. Factor has even better quality, ready in a fraction of the time. So you can enjoy the summer weather, spend time with your family and friends, or just get on with your day. Let's say if you have to go to work or something, Factor's right there ready for you. No time wasted. It's such an amazing program. And the food is excellent. I've been eating Factor for many months, and I always try the different stuff that they have on their menu. So I have the shredded chicken taco bowl, lower calories than the other meals that I ordered, but it does have a lot of protein, 46 grams of protein right there. Great for after a good workout. I also have the sun-dried tomato chicken. This one I heard is really good. I also have the jalapeno lime cheddar chicken, which does have a bit more calories, so I'm gonna go with the least amount of calories and most protein. The shredded chicken taco bowl, and man, it looks amazing. Always with the meals though, I have to get some of their beverages. Their strawberry banana smoothie is so good, it's a standalone by itself. You guys have to try it out, as well as the overall deal Factor has for you by heading to factor75.com or just click the link in the description below. Use the code theweasel50. You'll get 50% off your first Factor order. Just click the link, plug in the code theweasel50, and you'll get a huge 50% off. I cannot recommend this enough to you guys. What a close fight. Della Maddalena versus Bassil Hafez turned out to not be a one-sided beatdown from Della. In fact, it was nearly an even fight. Even though Della was like a 6-1 favorite, he cut weight twice in the last week and a half. And he went up against a pretty good grappler in Bassil Hafez on short notice. Didn't really know much about this guy. But vice versa, Bassil also took a top 15 fighter on short notice as well and almost beat him. But Della won the fight by a split decision. Sal Diamato scored the fight for Bassil Hafez, giving him the first 2 rounds. And then Junichiro Kamijo and Chris Lee both gave it to Della Maddalena last 2 rounds. The only controversial round was the second. The first definitely went to Hafez. Della definitely took the 3rd round, no questions asked. The second round was the only one that was up in the air. A lot of fans are questioning the round, but I think most people that were giving it to Bassil Hafez were listening to the commentators, because the commentators, all 3 of them, were saying that Bassil Hafez won the 2nd round. They were even saying that Bassil Hafez won the fight before the 3rd round even happened, which I believe made a lot of fans think that Della lost the round. And it's a great round to look at when you're trying to differentiate striking damage from grappling control. Which is more important? Well, we know what the scoring criteria tells you: damage trumps all. And start with that 2nd round. Right in the beginning of the round, Della grazes a jab. Then after stuffing a takedown, Della got Hafez's back and missed a left hook. Hafez countered him with a spinning back elbow that lands clean on Della. This, I would say, is in between a medium and heavy strike, because it definitely landed big on Della, but didn't hurt him to that extent to make it a heavy strike. Leg kick from Della in the middle of a combination from Hafez. Hafez misses a couple hooks and then touches Jack with his right hook around the guard. Jab from Jack. Then we get to this position where Hafez is backed up to the fence and he's looking to spin. You could tell by his stance, and Della goes to the body with a left hook, touches him, doesn't really cause much impact because Hafez spins away from it and lands a spinning back fist with his forearm, connecting clean on Della. Jack keeps going, exchanging with Hafez, and lands a big left hook to the body. This is going to take its toll on Hafez later in the round. 3 jabs get through the guard for Hafez, all very light and landing toward the top of the forehead. Both land a jab on each other. Jack's lands more clean, but not really much impact, and Hafez grazes Jack with his jab. And here comes Hafez straight down the center with the left straight that connects clean on Della, snapping his head back, but Jack is also throwing the right hook, moving his head away from the punch, decreasing some of the impact. That's why he didn't really get phased too much by the blow. That's why he was able to return quickly after taking the punch, but he does miss his left hook to the body that he was looking for. Both land lead right hooks on each other, but they were kind of grazing. Then Jack lands 2 jabs, one of them light, but the second one definitely had a lot more impact, snapping Hafez's head back with it. And after Hafez was able to return with a jab of his own, snapping Jack's head back, lining Jack up for another big left straight as he was looking for a right hook at the same time, very similar to the last exchange, and he hits Hafez in the back of the head, but Hafez was turning his head. Jack returns with the same exact punch as last time, but now connects it to the chin of Hafez, and they're both turning into each other's right hooks. Hafez lands first, rotating Jack's head all the way around, and then Jack lands his right hook on Hafez, both stunning each other. Hafez grazes a jab, then Jack Della reaches in with a left straight, but Hafez span at the same time, turning his head away from the punch, decreasing the impact. Hafez hits him with a left straight through the guard, backing Jack up. Jack just touches Hafez with the teep. The Jack enters for a combination. He lands a jab first, setting Hafez up for a body shot as Hafez is trying to return with a left hand of his own, but Jack was able to evade the punch and land a right hand to the body. Nothing here really having much impact. After Hafez shoots a takedown, Jack was able to defend it and land one punch in the clinch, and then they eventually get separated. Hafez finds another left straight from the southpaw stance, the exact same thing he already landed twice, and here's a third left straight connecting on Jack Della. Jack grazes a jab, putting together a combination, and lands a flush left straight to the solar plexus, backing Hafez up. This was a massive body shot, probably the biggest punch of the round so far. And then Jack grazes a left uppercut before Hafez shoots another takedown, which Jack defends and lands two knees in the clinch, not really causing much impact. Hafez then just touches Jack with a jab and then later tries to follow up with a right uppercut into a left straight, but the right uppercut is the only one that landed and it didn't really cause much impact either. It was a setup punch, not thrown with much power. Then they both exchange jabs on each other, one for Hafez, one for Jack. Hafez just touches him, Jack's grazes, then Jack throws a left straight that grazes the side of the head of Hafez, while Hafez is throwing out a defensive jab that touches Jack because Jack moved into it. Jack then grazes a jab and then unloads with bombs on Hafez. He grazes a left hand to the body, setting up to step in with a massive right hook that lands flush, definitely a heavy attack, lining up Hafez for a left straight to the jaw that hits him clean. Jack comes up with another right hook to the body. This is another big body shot, lands a left hook around the guard as Hafez trying to get out of this by clinching up with Jack. And then after the disengagement, Jack lands a wicked left hook to the body, causing Hafez to shoot a takedown afterward. And as he's changing levels, Jack lands a right hook around the guard, and then finally intercepts a takedown with an uppercut to the body before he defends the takedown initially. Hafez is gaining out of energy because of all these body shots, and he gets into a base where Jack is able to land two body punches and then adding on a huge knee as well. Hafez grazes a jab and then follows it up by grazing a left straight, which seems to be the punch that's really getting to Jack Della. And then he lands another left straight a little bit further of distance as Jack backed up away from the other one. Jack gets caught clean by this left as well. Hafez shoots a takedown, which Jack defends, but then, for some reason, he pulled another guillotine, getting him on his back, and Hafez sits on top of him in half guard for pretty much the rest of the round. And then while on the ground, Jack lands 18 strikes off his back, while Hafez lands 13 of his own while on top. And that ends the second round. So by tallying up all the damage, the light strikes are not going to really mean too much, and most of the medium aren't as well, but there's a clear victor here, even including Bassil Hafez's top control. Top control doesn't really mean much in today's scoring system, unless you do something with it. You know, control is after effective striking, it's after aggression, and that includes top control on the ground as well. It's not just striking control, it's also including grappling control, and that is the bottom of the scoring criteria. So looking at the damage here, there's a clear winner. Jack Della Maddalena landing over double the heavy strikes of Hafez already wins him the round. He by far landed the biggest strikes of the round. Even though Hafez did land some really big strikes earlier, that one flurry that Jack put on Hafez in the middle of the round cleared anything Hafez did. So did the judges get this fight correct? Yes, they did. The commentators are wrong. Jack Della Maddalena won the second and third rounds pretty clearly, to be honest. This is what I thought when I watched it live as well. I thought Jack Della won the second round, but a lot of fans were getting influenced by the commentators, by them saying that Hafez won the second round, which was not true at all. And that's a big reason why I wanted to show this, because it really shows you that the commentators have some real influence on the fans. Whether they're right or wrong, in this case they are wrong, they do get a lot of fans to go with their narrative. When I actually thought live that it was pretty obvious that Jack Della won this round, and I'm happy to confirm it even for myself rewatching the round. So Jack Della Maddalena beat Bassil Hafez, but his performance was not that great, if we're going to be honest here. Him pulling the guillotine so often and him getting taken down in the first round like that, it really shows that he's definitely not ready for the top I mean, at least the top 5, right? There's probably some guys in the top 10 that he can beat, but the big time wrestlers like Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman, Bilal Muhammad, Hamza Chimaev, he's not doing anything to those guys. This kind of fight was actually pretty good to see for a fan because it really tells you that he cannot be thrown to the top of the division that quickly. He was going to fight Sean Brady. Now in hindsight, that fight with Sean Brady probably would have been tough for him. And this whole thing gives us more clarity of what Jack Della Maddalena is really made of. We cannot forget the fact that he did cut weight twice, which will hinder anybody's abilities in competition, but he did fight a newcomer who took this fight on short notice as well.